Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today at the beautiful Hanging Rock location, situated approximately 40 to 50 minutes outside of Melbourne. What I'll be doing shortly is I'll be hiking to the top, to the summit. I am here to show you and take you on a journey up to the Hanging Rock. So let's do this. See you soon. Alrighty guys, this is me. I've got a little jacket on, a shirt and a t-shirt underneath, because it is chilly once again. Look at the background. And already I'm huffing and puffing because it's quite steep. And look at that view. So it is a test of my fitness. It's a test of everybody's fitness. Whew. Look at that. It's great to be with nature. Look at the beautiful colours on the stone. And that's where we're going. We're going up there. We'll see you shortly. When you get here, it's basically a straight road down the highway, and the entry to the park is $10 per vehicle. So if you have a car, a normal car, standard car, it's $10. If you have a bus or a bigger vehicle, it costs more. And I'll drop the footage in to show you the prices as of today. I paid $10. And you pay the $10 when you leave the park. Whew. Look at that. There's different tracks around the mountain or the rock with interesting rock formations. That's where I came from. I'm currently, I wouldn't even say halfway up the mountain, maybe a quarter of the way up. And there's a sign, the summit, going that way. It's a bit of a hike up, so it looks pretty steep, but it's good exercise. Okay, so we've reached a little bit of a milestone here where we have a whole series of rocks, and what I'll do is I'll go in between these rocks and see if we can get a view out from Hanging Rock. We might need to go off the track a little bit, but I'd say we should be okay. Let's have a look in here. And as I said earlier, guys, we need to be respectful of the area because we're on traditional Aboriginal grounds here. So if you come here, please do not litter, do not graffiti, do not try and edge your name into anything. We need to be respectful. We're actually pretty lucky to be able to climb up here. Look at this view. Wow. Awesome view here. Wow, look at this. Look at the view. We've got a lake down there. We've got sweeping plains. Very lush and green even though it's summer and we haven't had much rain. And to the side here, we have the Hanging Rock. So as I navigate my way through these rocks, I just want to remind everybody to be careful as you're walking, because the rocks are actually quite slippery, and overnight there could be a bit of dew on the rocks, which could cause you to slip, so you've got to be very careful. And there's also high grass around me, so please be careful of snakes. I heard the ranger talking about snakes before to a couple that are also in the park. So snakes are a real thing, particularly in Australia, so be careful. I'm just going to go over there behind the camera, and there's a great viewing point where I can take some good photos, and I'll show you that now. So in front of me is the viewing point, and I'll walk there now. Be very careful, it is slippery, and there's, as you can see, the stone is quite slippery here, not much grip. And this is the view, guys. Have a look at that. Just something to note, guys, as you navigate your way through the rocks or on the rock, you need to be a little bit quiet, because the wildlife are quite shy. And I just saw a beautiful bird with amazing colours in front of me, and I'm looking right at it, and I want to zoom in and get an image of it for you. It was a beautiful bright red bird. I couldn't get it because I think I was a bit too loud, so my fault. But if you're actually quiet, you'll see wildlife around you. And I just want to show you something. Look how steep the drop is. Look at that. So you really need to be careful once again when you're walking around on the rock. And I'm extremely careful, and while holding the camera in my hand, I'm trying to be as careful as I can. But I probably don't advise paying too much attention to the camera as I'm doing, because I think you need to kind of look down and up at the same time, because there could be falling branches. And I'm not just saying all of this to kind of persuade you not to come here, but it's just about common sense. But it's worth every bit for the views. You can see the erosion from years of water dripping down into and in between the rocks. That's how old this hanging rock formation is. And some of the particular entries between the rocks are very narrow. So you got to be conscious of that. And some of the other kind of pathways down are quite steep. So, for example, I won't be going down here because that is very slippery and steep. And if you kind of take the wrong step, you can probably have a fall down to the bottom there. So it's not a good idea to go down every particular path. So my recommendation is, if you choose to come out here, stick to the main path. Don't veer off too far. So the journey up the rock continues, and the summit is this way, as we can see. We're probably not too far away from there now. And there's a little bit of a resting spot here if you get tired, and you can just sit down on one of the logs. Hasn't been too strenuous so far, which is quite good for someone like me. And if I can probably do the walk, then anyone else can. Some beautiful birds up there. I just want to be quiet. I don't want to be too loud. See if I can zoom in and get them for you. Okay, as we head our way up to the summit, there's some rocks here, some people talking behind me, so people are starting to enter the park at the moment. Look at the views once again. The views are consistent all the way up. And there's a little blue arrow here which leads the way to the summit, which is at the top of the rock. Top of the rock. Let's stick to the chains. Let's do the sensible thing. I'd say we're not too far away now. The little arrows provide guides to the top of the rock. Look at the beautiful colours as the sun reflects off the stone. Gorgeous. We'll keep going. I'd say we've reached the summit now, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot find anywhere that is actually higher in elevation than where I am at the moment. I'd say that these particular rocks up here are probably the tip of the rock that you see when you're down at the base or when you're driving past. You've got a great view out that way over the farmland. I am pretty tired now. It is pretty strenuous when you get up to the kind of peak area. I don't believe that there's any sign that says this is the peak and, you know, congratulations, you've scaled, you know, the rock, etc. It's just like, okay, there's nowhere else to go. This is it. You've reached the peak and there's just like a cliff face there, and that's that. I'm going to wander around a little bit around here just to see some good views, get some more footage for you guys to kind of entice you all to come out here and enjoy the views. I've wandered over the other side of the summit now, and this is the view facing towards Melbourne City. I came from this way, and coming down the Calder Highway, I went up the mountain or up the rock, and the earlier views I gave you were towards northern Victoria. This is southern Victoria towards Melbourne City. Once again, a lot of farmlands in the kind of base of the rock, and in the distance you can't really see the suburbs yet. All you can see is farmland for now. I'm just trying to see if I can spot the Melbourne CBD buildings from here, but I'd say we're a bit too far. We are at a high elevation point, and I would have thought that you could see the city, but I can't see it from here. Very peaceful. Great time of the day to come up here early in the morning. I'd say it's about 10 o'clock now. Not too many people on the mountain. You've got the whole kind of mountain / rock to yourself. You come up here, you do the hike, you get the blood boiling, you get your daily exercise into the day. Look at that. Little beetle crawling on my face. Now, how good is that? That's what the great outdoors is all about. There's no second takes here. He's just gone quiet now, so I'll put him back down. Put him back down so he can go back to doing what he has to do. There we go. So, as I said earlier before I was interrupted by the little beetle, get in your daily exercise early in the morning, and then you can head off and have some breakfast, have a coffee, or explore some of the other sites in the area. And guess what? That is what we will be doing next, because as I head down the peak to the base, we'll be wrapping up our visit to Hanging Rock, and then we'll be moving on to another exciting venue, or should I say attraction, which is not too far from here. And I am sweating because it's hot, and I'm known to sweat very quickly, so I do apologize for that, but it's good. It shows that the blood is boiling. So I'll give you one last view from Hanging Rock, and then we'll make our way down to the base of the rock. So look at this area here. There's a big opening surrounded by the rocks up top here, which makes it look like some kind of ancient ceremonial ground. And I'll come up behind here to the higher ground and give you a better view of it. Here we go. Up this rock. See that? The significance of these rocks in front of us and the stone flooring, and pretty flat I'd say, leads me to believe that maybe 1,000 years ago this could have been some ceremonial ground where there could have been rituals by the local native people. I just came through here. That goes up to the summit, through here, and I'm taking the stairs now, and I'm going to go down there and take the alternative way down to the base. It's always good to go, if you've got the opportunity, to take a different way, and you know, maybe you might see something different, and because if you just go back the same way, you're going to get the same experience. So there's handrails here, which is very good. There's an aid to get down to the bottom, so I'm holding on to that while I've got the camera in the other hand. And look at this. Wow, look at that rock. I need to go under that rock to go down the stairs. I'll put myself into view. So we're going to go under this rock. Look at this. Wow, you really need to kind of watch your head as you go down this rock. Imagine how many years this rock has been there, and it's being held up by that rock. So if it slips, that could be dangerous, and you never know. This is the Hanging Rock. So I don't think it's going to fall on our head, but this is the actual hanging rock that this whole site is named after. This is the Hanging Rock, the rock that is hanging literally by a thread. You've got this rock supporting this whole big rock, and that one supporting it as well, and this one's kind of in the way here. So if someone was to kind of remove this portion, I'd say this rock would come tumbling down and crush me while I stand right here. So look, I feel pretty safe because it hasn't fallen for thousands of years, maybe millions. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to fall now. But it is quite interesting that this whole site has been named after this rock. And this is definitely one of the draw cards of coming up to the Hanging Rock site. As I come down the steps near the Hanging Rock, I saw this little plaque just hidden in the bushland here. Travis Scott Leclésio, 1989 to 2002. A young boy who loved life, always remembered Dad, Mum, Melanie and Cara. My assumption is there was a tragic incident here and this plaque has been laid here in honour of this young man. There is a bit of a steep drop up here, so look, I don't want to speculate about what happened, but it's interesting to see a plaque here right near the Hanging Rock. It's also an interesting tree which has seemed to have maybe dried up and died years ago, but it's just here swirling around like a snake right near the rock. It kind of looks like a serpent. Look at that. Now I'm enjoying a latte under this beautiful tree in the cafe at the base of the rock. This place is amazing. It's not too far from the city, as I said earlier. And then once you're here, you can head up the rock, view all the wildlife and go up the tracks and kind of look at the different rock formations. And then when you come down, there's also a discovery centre that tells you the history of the rock. And I went through there earlier and it explains how it's actually an extinct volcano that's formed over the years and formed this amazing shape. I'd recommend go into that discovery centre and come out here and have a cafe underneath the trees. You can sit on the other side as well. There's umbrellas and there's a beautiful view over here which I'll show you of looks like a nice reserve. Grasslands. It's just serene. I've got birds all around me. Get onto it. Don't waste your time in the cities, guys. Come out to nature. It'll do you a world of good. Hey everybody, we are now at our second location. We are at Hanging Rock Winery. There's a lot of people in there, there's music, it's a vibrant crowd. So before I head in there to take some photos and video for you guys to show you, I wanted to show you the beautiful vineyards and what lays at the entrance as you come in. We'll be heading that way now, beyond these trees. guys, quite busy here today. I think there's a bit of a winery tour going on with groups of people coming through the place and kind of enjoying a day out with food and drinks. Look, it's been a big morning. Now here at the winery, it's very kind of relaxing at the moment. going up the rock was a bit tiring for me, as you know, I'm no spring chicken anymore, but you know what? I think it was well worth it. I feel energetic, but I'm quite enjoying the ambience now of the music and, you know, the crowd. And I'm going to hang around here for a little bit more, and then I'm going to go out exploring once again and see what else I can find in the area. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll show you some of the art that is actually for sale on the grounds of the property. It's quite expensive, but I guess it's quite impressive. I can see art of particular animals, interesting designs like the one behind me. The one behind me, it looks a bit like I don't know, like a weather apparatus or something. It actually moves around. But I'm just going to tour the grounds now and show you around, and you let me know whether you are enjoying the video today. Please like, subscribe and comment on my videos. I'm trying to bring you interesting places in Victoria at the moment, near Melbourne, where you can come out on a day trip, or if you're in town from overseas, you can plan a day out here and just relax and enjoy, or if you're feeling more adventurous, you can hike up to the Hanging Rock. But in the meantime, I'll bring you various types of places and activities to see and do and get involved with, and then you decide what you want to do. Hear the music in the background? I've got a saxophone going, it's pretty good.